Scrum Masters are supposed to be the guardians of agility. But let's be honest here, sometimes we end up being the biggest blockers ourselves. Today I want to share with you the 7 deadly sins of Scrum Masters. The mistakes I've seen, the mistakes I've made personally, and I've helped others to avoid. If you stay till the end of the video, I will share with you how you can transform these sins into strengths to become the kind of Scrum Master every team loves having around. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Magdi and I'm a Scrum Master and a software engineer and an RTE, and on this channel we will talk about Agile leadership and how to make it work, actually work. I used to make tons of mistakes when I started out as a Scrum Master. Some were small, but others really slowed my teams down. And over the years, working with different teams across environments, I noticed these mistakes are not unique to me. They are patterns. So let's dive into the 7 deadly sins of the Scrum Masters. Sin number 1, acting like a project manager in disguise. So many Scrum Masters fall into the trap. They think their role is to manage the team, assign tasks, track progress like a Gantt chart, and basically become a mini project manager. But here's the truth. Scrum Masters are not supposed to manage work. We're supposed to facilitate how the team works. When you turn into a taskmaster, you kill self-organization. And the team just waits for you to tell them what to do. It feels efficient in the short term, but in the long run, the team never grows. So the better way is, instead of assigning tasks, we help the team improve their ways of working. Ask questions like, what's blocking us? What would make this sprint smoother? Your role is to enable, not to dictate. Sin number 2, worshipping the Scrum Guide like it's a religion. So this one is huge. Scrum Masters treat Scrum like a holy scripture. If something does not match the Scrum Guide word for word, they panic. Daily Scrum is at 10:01 a.m. instead of 10 a.m. Oh my god, that's a violation. But here's the thing. Scrum is just a framework, not a prison. The purpose is empiricism. Inspect, adapt, learn. Teams are living, breathing organisms. They need flexibility. If you're more focused on rules than outcomes, you're doing more harm than good. So the better way is, use Scrum as a tool, not as a cage. You better ask, is this helping us deliver value, or are we just doing it because the book said so? Sin number 3, mistaking silence for harmony. A quiet team is not always a happy team. I have seen Scrum Masters pat themselves on the back when retros are calm and nobody disagrees, but often silence means people don't feel safe enough to speak up. That's not harmony, that's suppression. And when issues don't surface, they grow under the radar until they explode. So the better way is to create psychological safety and try opening a retro with, what's one small frustration that you had this sprint? Make it normal to surface problems, because conflict is not the enemy, ladies and gentlemen. It's unhealthy silence is. Sin number 4, becoming a meeting monster. Like, oh my god, this one hurts. Daily stand-ups that last 45 minutes. Sprint reviews where everyone's eyes glaze over. Retros that feel like Groundhog Day. Scrum Masters sometimes think more meetings equal more collaboration. But in reality, meetings can become energy vampires. So, the better way is to keep ceremonies purposeful and time-boxed. If a conversation derails in the daily Scrum, park it and continue after. The goal is not to waste less time, it's to use time meaningfully. Sin number 5, protecting the team too much. So the Scrum Masters are often told to shield the team from distractions. And yes, that's part of the role, but sometimes we overdo it. We build walls so high that stakeholders feel locked out and the team gets disconnected from customer. Suddenly we are gatekeepers, not facilitators, and trust me, gatekeeping kills transparency. So we better balance protection with connection. Filter noise, but don't block signals. Bring stakeholders in where it adds value. And remember, the ultimate goal is delivering value to the customer, not living in an isolated bubble. Sin number 6, Thinking coaching is equal lecturing. I've been guilty of this early in my career and sometimes until now. When someone asks, why do we need a retro? And suddenly I'm giving them a 15-minute TED talk on the history of Agile. The problem is coaching is not about lecturing, it's about asking questions, creating insights, guiding discovery. So when we just preach, we turn people off instead of turning on their curiosity. So instead of here's why you're wrong, try what do you think would happen if we skip retros for a month? Coaching is less about answers and more about unlocking thinking. Number 7, forgetting it's about the people, not just process. So this is the deadliest sin of them all. Scrum Masters get obsessed with velocity charts, sprint goals, Jira boards, and process tweaks that they forget that teams are made of humans. Burnout, motivation, career growth, these matter way more than whether your sprint burn down chart looks pretty or a demotivated team but process is perfect team. No, this will not deliver greatness. So the better way is to be human first and Scrum Master second. Ask your team members how they are doing, celebrate the wins, notice when someone's energy is low. Sometimes the best thing you can do is not running a retro but simply checking with empathy. So, these are the 7 deadly sins of the Scrum Masters. The truth, I've committed all of them at some point in my journey and I'm still doing some of them. But the beauty of Agile is that it's about learning, adapting, and improving. If you avoid these traps, or you better yet, turn them into strengths, you will not just be a good Scrum Master, you will be the kind of Scrum Master who makes teams say, never want to work without you again. So if you found this video helpful, please hit like, subscribe, and share it with a fellow Scrum Master who might need a little reminder. And let me know in the comments which sin have you seen the most in your team. I would love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.